Hello friends, and fellow seekers of knowledge and truth. Welcome to possibly the most mind-blowing video you'll ever watch. If you're anything like me, totally fascinated by the ancient world and all the massive stone riddles left behind for us to solve, you'll want to watch this video till the end. If you're seeing this, it means you've reached the furthest, most random corners of the internet. But you know, sometimes the most meaningful answers will come from the most unlikely source. I come before you today, humbled by the weight of the revelation I am about to share. For too long, the ancient stone wonders of our world have remained shrouded in mystery, their origins and construction the source of years of wild speculation. But in late 2019, a documentary surfaced in Paris that reveals the truth behind these marvels in a way that is shocking, brilliantly obvious, and very hard to ignore. I'm sure you've all seen a documentary too about Egypt or the stone mysteries of the world. But there are a few that after watching, you feel a daunting sadness, paired with a depressing realization that you've been robbed of what little magic was left in the world. As you watch this video, you'll bear witness to evidence that challenges the mainstream legends and explanations. These structures and their mind-blowingly simplistic creation is a revelation that once revealed is one that might make you feel silly. It'll all become so obvious so quick, and there's a good chance you won't be able to look at these structures the same ever again. From the pyramids of Egypt, to the Ellora and Ajanta caves of India, from Aswan to Baalbek. Then there's the Borobudur, Göbekli Tepe, Stonehenge, El Castillo, the Terracotta Army. The list goes on, and those are just the ones we know about. The truth of how these things were built is for everyone to decide for themselves, as is true for everything. Everyone decides what they choose to believe, everyone shapes their own reality, and everyone has their own truths. But the info provided, no matter what you think of it, will be hard to disprove or shoot down. So be warned, this knowledge comes at a cost. The insights I reveal about these structures may lead to the loss of the magic and wonder that surrounds them. I understand for many, it's not about the destination, but it's about the chase, the hunt, the journey, and the mystery itself. Some people don't want the answers, and some people will choose not to believe. For those with an open mind who don't actually want answers, you can turn the video off now. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm trying to save you from the depressing feeling that comes with losing the magic of the world. However, as one door closes, another opens, revealing a world of new possibilities and understanding. So as we stand in the doorway of this newfound knowledge, looking forward unto a future where we can better understand our past, we can choose to see these revelations as not depressing, but as a much-needed step forward. We can see this knowledge as a fundamental and overdue step toward better understanding ourselves, our past, and so we can better prepare for our uncertain future. I feel partially saddened by the fact I'm about to present knowledge that might totally change people's minds and make them question their beliefs about the universe, this planet, and our history on it. There will be entire careers, entire TV shows, books, and life works that will be shot down from the sky of truth, only to fall into the graveyard of myth, misinformation, and misunderstanding. When this information becomes well known, I know at least of a few YouTube channels that will cease to exist. This isn't just me spoiling the universe for everybody. No, this information is already out in the world, and the slow leak of the truth has already begun. I am only serving as a humble vessel, and I feel honored that I was somehow in some way chosen to be the person to spread the word of truth in these new revelations. So join me on this journey of discovery as we explore the evidence, question assumptions, and uncover the truth. But before we dive into the heart of this mystery, let me remind you that you are free to believe whatever you choose. This is not an attempt to convince, but rather to present a new theory, one that may very well be, if nothing else, the birth of a new conspiracy. Here I set out to answer the age-old questions of who invented math, who cut this rock, how was Kailasa's temple really made, how were the pyramids made, how come things in different continents bear the same architectural signature, what does that mean about our past, what makes this mark, or this, or this. Aliens seem to be the way to explain away what we don't understand, and though I'm not saying aliens aren't out there, I'm just saying they didn't make these stone structures. But if hammer and chisels aren't the answer, and if aliens are ruled out, yet these structures are proof they do exist, then how were they made? How did our ancestors do the seemingly impossible? So far, every presented explanation stretches the laws of physics and the human imagination to its very limits. There's been countless books, shows, and theories on the topic, while all so clever, all wrong in their own regard. But every question ever asked, every theory ever posed, is all useful knowledge, contributing to the mountain of information that was necessary to solve this mystery. Every teacher, archaeologist, researcher, explorer, and curious mind has contributed in their own way a piece to this massive puzzle. Every experiment, long journey, or sleepless night has not been for nothing. It took us all together to present enough evidence to paint a convincing and realistic story of our past. And though we might not ever know our past for sure, I'm surprised, proud, and happy to announce that today I think we've come as close as we ever will, without ever going there. Let's just say the proof is in the details, and once you see the truth, you'll start to see it everywhere. Every structure you'll see from here on out will only make you further believe, because it's so obvious once the secret is revealed. But like I said before, it's the culmination of everybody's everything that's made this possible. I think this simple, brilliant, and awesome information will satisfy even the harshest skeptics, and as we learn the truth behind these mysteries, we will learn more about ourselves, our origins, and what it means to be human. Not only am I going to share what this documentary has to say, but I'm also going to use clips and videos and the questions people ask in those videos, and I'm going to answer them with the theory. I'm also going to share some of my own findings and why I believe this documentary to be true based on what I've always thought and wondered. I'm convinced by this documentary partially because it confirms an idea I had long ago. I've been close to finding the truth on my own a year ago, when I had an amazing epiphany while staring at a stone bracelet on a statue in India. I'm going to use real-world examples and explain certain things on a case-by-case basis. I'll share why I think they're right and how I prove some of their theories to be correct myself. To uncover the truth, the first step was to find out how do we make this seemingly impossible seem possible. We must think outside the box, so a new era of thinking is about to be presented, one that apparently not many people have thought about. But surprisingly, it's to no fault of their own, because their research has been led astray by those who know the truth. There's been a lie perpetuated. But what is the lie? And by who? Why was the lie brought into existence and preserved over the decades? What am I even talking about? Well, let's just say that there's a part of me that feels like I'm risking my safety just by giving out this information. But at the same time, like I said before, the slow leak of the truth has already begun. And so I'm just one messenger of many, so I find a sense of comfort and safety in that. Also, I'm just a random guy on the internet, so you could be forgiven for thinking I'm full of it. But please hear me out and decide for yourself. And so without further ado, strap in, leave your bias at the door, and follow me into the future, and into our long overdue truth. The serious tone of this introduction, along with my button-up shirt, are both here to convey the seriousness of the information about to be presented, and I personally believe that this topic should be approached with some kind of respect. The myths and legends should not be put to rest without some kind of care or honor. The closing of the chapter in human history for me is bittersweet, so it's probably safe to assume others will feel the same. But a silver lining, maybe we can be happy that we finally have answers. I can only hope that this video serves as a benchmark into a new age of understanding. It's no secret we live in an age of information and technology. There is so much we know, yet so much we don't. The latter is becoming less and less. And although the exact construction techniques of some of the sites are still a mystery, we do know the lost technology that everyone's referring to, and we have found the lost ancient technique. And even if we don't know exactly how some sites were made, the technique revealed tells us enough. It holds the missing link, the key that makes all the site come within the realm of very possible for an ancient human to make. And we don't need the details when the missing link has just made the seemingly impossible possible. And so it's time to finally reveal to the world what after years and years of literally and metaphorically digging we found. It's finally time to share what we've come to learn about ourselves, who we are, and who we were.